Stranger Things has captivated audiences worldwide for nearly a decade, and while much attention has focused on its suspenseful plots and terrifying creatures from the Upside Down, the show's true heart lies in the evolution of its characters and the development of their powers. From Eleven's telekinesis to Will Byers' newfound connection to the psychic network, the journey of each character is a compelling study in personal growth, trauma, and the sometimes heavy burden of extraordinary abilities. What began as a simple tale of missing children in a small town quickly transformed into a complex narrative about friendship, responsibility, and the moral choices that accompany power. Over the seasons, viewers have witnessed the growth of these young characters from ordinary kids into individuals carrying immense responsibility, making each arc an essential part of the Stranger Things universe. Eleven's journey, for instance, serves as a blueprint for character evolution in the series. Introduced as a mysterious girl with unparalleled telekinetic powers, she initially struggles to understand her abilities and the world outside the lab where she was raised. Her powers are inseparable from her trauma, as every act of telekinesis is linked to emotional triggers, from anger to fear to grief. This intertwining of power and emotional experience makes Eleven's evolution both compelling and relatable. Over time, her abilities grow not just in strength, but in purpose. She learns to wield them strategically, to protect her friends, and to challenge the sinister forces of the Upside Down. Her arc demonstrates how trauma, resilience, and community support converge to shape someone's capacity to control and use extraordinary abilities responsibly. Will Byers offers a strikingly different perspective on power evolution. Unlike Eleven, Will's powers were latent for years, tied to his connection with Vecna and the psychic network of the Upside Down. For much of the series, Will was the victim, the one the audience rooted for as danger closed in around Hawkins. But Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 1 flips the narrative, showing Will as an active participant in the battle against these dark forces. His powers, once dormant, emerge as he confronts trauma and accepts his unique role within the psychic ecosystem. This shift from passive to active highlights the show's nuanced treatment of power. It is not merely about strength or spectacle, but about growth, acceptance, and the courage to face one's destiny. Kali Prasad, also known as 8, provides another fascinating study of character evolution and power utilization. Introduced in Season 2, Kali's abilities focus on illusion and manipulation, diverging from Eleven's telekinesis and Will's emerging psychic network. Her evolution is shaped by anger and a desire for revenge, making her arc more morally ambiguous. Kali demonstrates that power without emotional grounding or moral clarity can lead to destructive behavior. Yet her interactions with Eleven reveal the potential for mentorship and guidance to refine abilities. Kali's brief but impactful return in Season 5 underscores how prior character arcs influence the present, providing context for decisions, alliances, and the broader narrative of power dynamics in Hawkins. Mike Wheeler, while initially an ordinary boy with no supernatural abilities, evolves in a way that underscores the importance of emotional intelligence alongside power. His growth is less about telekinesis or psychic skill and more about leadership, loyalty, and empathy. He becomes the anchor for the group, making strategic decisions, mediating conflicts, and providing guidance for friends whose abilities sometimes outpace their emotional control. Mike's arc illustrates that in a world filled with extraordinary powers, the evolution of ordinary human qualities, courage, empathy, and leadership is equally vital to confronting challenges. By balancing personal growth with the support of friends, Mike exemplifies how ordinary individuals remain essential even in a superpowered context. Lucas Sinclair and Max Mayfield offer additional perspectives on evolution within the Stranger Things framework. Lucas, initially skeptical and pragmatic, develops a deeper understanding of loyalty and strategy, especially as supernatural threats escalate. Max, who carries her own trauma, grows more resilient and confident, learning to navigate both her personal fears and the dangers of the Upside Down. Their evolving roles highlight the show's commitment to depicting growth as a collective process. Powers and abilities may be individual, but the group's cohesion and interpersonal development are central to survival. In this way, Stranger Things reinforces the idea that growth is not solely measured by abilities, but also by emotional maturity and the capacity to collaborate under extreme pressure. The introduction of Vecna as the overarching antagonist has served as a catalyst for exploring the evolution of powers across multiple characters. Vecna's abilities are both terrifying and instructive, providing a mirror to the protagonist's strengths and weaknesses. By linking Will and Eleven to Vecna through psychic networks, the series emphasizes interconnected growth. Powers are no longer isolated phenomena. They are relational, dependent on interactions, choices, and understanding of the networked psychic landscape. The moral implications of these abilities also come to the fore, with characters forced to navigate. Even the secondary characters contribute to the series' exploration of power evolution. Joyce Byers' tenacity and Jonathan Byers' perceptiveness demonstrate that human strengths, resilience, insight, and courage can rival supernatural abilities. Hopper's leadership evolves from impulsive protector to strategic thinker, revealing that power in Stranger Things is multi-dimensional. These arcs illustrate a consistent theme. Growth is holistic. Abilities alone do not define a character. Emotional maturity, ethical judgment, and relational awareness are equally critical. By interweaving human and supernatural evolution, the series presents a nuanced portrait of how power manifests and is controlled. The interplay between trauma and ability is a recurring motif across all character arcs. Eleven's powers fluctuate in response to her psychological state. Will's abilities awaken through confronting past horrors, and Kali's illusions are fueled by rage. Stranger Things portrays trauma not as a simple plot device, but as an integral element of character evolution. The series underscores that mastering one's abilities requires confronting personal demons, making moral choices, and embracing vulnerability. This approach resonates universally as audiences relate not just to the fantastical powers, but to the emotional journeys that enable or hinder growth. The show's storytelling methods, using long-term arcs, realistic pacing, and multi-dimensional character development, enhance its evergreen appeal. By avoiding shortcuts and allowing characters to grow organically, the series' new viewers can still appreciate the depth of Eleven's evolution or Will's transformation, while returning fans gain new insights with each revisit. The intricate balance between suspenseful storytelling, character growth, and power evolution is what sets Stranger Things apart from other supernatural dramas, making it a lasting reference point for discussions about complex narratives in television. Additionally, Stranger Things demonstrates that evolution is cumulative. Powers and experiences in earlier seasons lay the foundation for current abilities, decisions, and alliances. Will's newfound Vecna-level skills would not exist without his prior exposure to the Upside Down. Eleven's mastery of telekinesis is built on trauma, training, and mentorship. Even minor characters' developments contribute to the larger ecosystem of growth and consequence. This narrative layering ensures that character evolution is believable, satisfying, and intellectually engaging, offering lessons about cause and effect that go beyond the fantastical elements. Looking ahead, the evolution of these characters provides fertile ground for speculation and discussion. How will Will continue to balance his newfound powers with ethical responsibility? What further challenges will Eleven face as her abilities expand? How will relational dynamics shift under the pressures of power, trauma, and moral choice? By framing characters' abilities within emotional, ethical, and relational contexts, the series encourages audiences to explore questions of identity, responsibility, and resilience. This type of exploration makes the topic evergreen, as new seasons, theories, or fan interpretations will continually renew interest in character arcs and power evolution. Ultimately, Stranger Things thrives because of its commitment to character evolution and the responsible portrayal of power. Abilities are never static. They grow, fluctuate, and test the individual. By combining supernatural spectacle with deeply human experiences, trauma, moral choice, friendship, and love, the series creates a timeless narrative that resonates across age groups and generations. Fans will continue to engage with the show, not merely for the thrills of the Upside Down, but to witness the ongoing journeys of characters whose evolution mirrors real-world struggles, ambitions, and triumphs. In this way, Stranger Things establishes itself as a cultural touchstone where power, growth, and humanity intersect.